Namaskar doston, you're watching the School Times. I'm your friendly psychologist Amitabh Mohan, and we have a very special guest today in special times. So many months, last 8, 9 months, everyone was eagerly waiting when the schools are going to reopen. And at some place of time, a point of time, when we were talking about the new normal, we had so many discussions talking about it, how to stay positive during this lockdown. We've talked about how to deal with the situation. We've talked about online education, and when this pandemic has struck all of us, the whole issue revolving around education sector, that is online education really effective? And everyone was struggling, whether it is parent, whether it is teachers, whether it is school, to get adjusted to the new situation, how to make ways effective. Schools across the country and across the globe have really lived up to the occasion, and they ensured that even while the buildings were in the lockdown, education was not, and the online education carried on and continued. And in these few months, as days pass by, as things are becoming better, we all have got our own behavioral shift. We all have learned to deal with the situation. There was a talk that complete normalcy will be, uh, you know, there will be an acceptance that all is well when the schools are going to reopen. And the government also was very careful and sensitive, uh, that when to allow the schools to open, and gradually the time has come, whether it is a central government or it is a state government, the permissibility for opening the schools for physical classes, we have reached to that point now. And now I think the new normal has become near normal now. What it was before COVID-19 is where we are gradually getting closer. And there's at different points of time during this lockdown, and when the phase, unlock phase 1, 2, 3, when the way gradually things were opening, we were looking at people around, and we saw that malls are open. We saw that movie hall theaters, there are permissibilities that have come in, of course, with conditions apply. We've got restaurants opening up, hotels opening up. Movement on the road seems almost near normal. But we were still wondering that what's going to happen to education sector, schools and colleges, when are they going to reopen? And you know, uh, though I'm a psychologist, though but then I'm as a common human. While I was moving around and I was watching a lot of parents taking their children to parks, to malls, to restaurants, and there was a movement there. And I used to wonder that what about, will parents really accept sending children to the school? Are schools ready to welcome children in the school environment? How things are going to be handled? And today we have Loveleen Sehgalji, principal of Birla High School, one of the oldest CBSE school of the country. She is at the helm of affairs, and Birla group of schools, Birla High School, Birla Girls School, Birla High School at Muganpur, all the units have really worked hard, and they've created a protocol. They've done their dummy drills as well, to preparing for welcoming the students back to the normal schooling. Uh, but then, what is the preparation like? How ready are we? Is it wise to go back to this near normal situation, and when the government has allowed the schools to reopen? We have Ms. Loveleen Sehgal, principal of Birla High School, Kolkata, West Bengal, with us. So without any further delay, allow me to invite Loveleen Sehgalji is there with us right now in the virtual studio, connecting straight from her office, because this virtual mode has really made the technology and the connect relatively easier. Without any further ado, allow me, friends, to invite Loveleen Sehgalji on the screen.
Very good evening, Mr. Mohan, and thank you so much for having me over.
It's a
You're,
pleasure to have you in Ed Talks with Amitabh, ma'am. It's really nice, and I've been going through the videos and hearing about, even the talks that I had with few parents of your school who are my friends. The preparation seems to be all there to get back to the natural, normal experience for all the students. And before we go on talking about that, I would like our viewers to know about you and your school because I was going through the history. It's almost it traces back to freedom movement times itself when the school has come into existence. So can you just tell us a little more about yourself and about the school?
yes, our school is stepping into its 80th year. In fact, it just has stepped into its 80th year. We started off in 1941, and that was the time of the Second World War. And I think at that point of time, our founder, Sri Lakshmi Nivas Birla ji, thought it right to have a school which would not only impart education, good quality English education, also a school which is embedded in Indian traditions. And that's the legacy, Mr. Mohan, we have tried to carry on. Now we step into our 80th year, and I hope we will continue to do that for many, many, many more years.
And
And
and your school is in a habit of getting awards. In last few months, I've been hearing about awards being showered on you and your school.
yes, God has been kind, and I can say everybody in the school, all our staff, right from our management, who's very supportive, to everybody has contributed in a very big way. We've held our hands together in this time of crisis, and we realized that, like you said, the buildings are closed, but learning had to continue.
Right.
And right from day one, that is when our new academic year started. In fact, March threw us in a dilemma. The last few days of March, nobody expected this pandemic, and we were suddenly thrown into that. And but we said no, we will continue, and we had to relearn what we knew, unlearn, and again learn again. Like I was just sharing with you a little while ago, technology has been our backbone this year, and
Right.
how each one of us has done and improved ourselves and learned so much more and are still learning. I didn't know about this forum StreamYard, which we're using just now. So this is again is a learning for me. So,
Absolutely.
yes, everyone has been, at Birla High School has been striving hard, and we have won a number of accolades in the last few years. And it's been years of hard work which has led us to that. It's not a one day's journey. It's been a long journey of 80 years, and there are many people I can thank who have credited for this.
Absolutely. And this brings me to ask you that you've been all the heads of schools across. You are representing them right now as a principal of one of the oldest school in the country. I would like to know that how different and difficult it was to be a principal of a school in these pandemic times.
Well, like they say, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Right.
So my first shift was from physical to online, and now
Right.
our challenge ahead is online to the physical mode. So to bring back the teachers from the kitchen mode to the work from school mode, a little bit of a shift for the students. Everybody is going to be a little shaky. Like, for example, today was our day one when I had about quite a number of teachers who teach 9, 10, 11, 12 back to school. So it's not easy. School timings were a little different when online classes were on. It's
Right.
still cold in the morning, so to get up that much earlier, come physically to work has been a challenge for many teachers. I think everybody had sort of settled down in these last 11 months into this work from home mode, study from home mode, the students as well as teachers. So I think any change, we take time to adapt to it. This too will take a few days, and I think we'll get back to normalcy. Like they say, you're talking about near normal, I'm talking about the old abnormal. I would rather go back
Absolutely.
to the old abnormal and get my boys back into school, have the school a buzz with the children, the noise. What was noise at that time is like music now. We are missing that.
Absolutely.
back in school as soon as possible. And on the 12th, thankfully, the government has given us a nod, and we are waiting to welcome them back. Yes.
That's this brings me to certain aspects that I would like to discuss and take the thought to our viewers and audience to look into. And one is about what you just now said. From there was a time when schools struggled to adapt to online mode. When I say
True.
school struggle, I mean the teachers, the management, the parent, the student,
Everybody,
and
everybody. Even
everyone.
parents have also had a very difficult time managing online classes. You see, not everybody lives in very big homes. Flats are
Right,
small, and there may not be so many devices at home. The parents
right,
were also working from home, so maybe there were not too many laptops to be shared. So, a lot of
right,
issues the parents have also contributed largely towards this difficult time. Students,
right.
I must say, who were cooped up in their homes, who were not allowed to move out, not allowed to play like they generally do. So it's been a tough year, but I think there's a ray of hope now.
Absolutely.
2021 has come with a new ray of hope, and I think things will get better and better.
In fact, it was these times when never visualized that homes will become computer labs because even mobiles were being used as a computer for classrooms or laptops. So 6, 7 units being used at the same time.
And I'm sure you've also seen many of these WhatsApp forwards that now earlier school teachers would tell those students not to carry mobiles, but now we are largely dependent on mobiles. So we've fallen flat on our face somewhere because technology
Absolutely.
we
It,
try to depend on largely, yes.
right. A lot of policy review will be there. What was there earlier and now the hybrid mode will require a lot of new shifts and transitions.
Yes, the hybrid mode is here to stay. I don't see it going away very soon. So I think life teaches us a lot of lessons, and this has been one big lesson for all of us. And I think we'll sail through this also.
Now this now that your school is ready and prepared with all contingencies and what best institution can do to reopen and get back to that normalcy. Uh, but then, as a I've been talking to a lot of parents, and there have been a lot of concerns that parents have been raising. And one of the uh, first concern is, which has nothing to do with COVID, it is to do with the habits of the children. You
Yes,
know,
true.
now the home systems have become more conducive to virtual environment and the virtual mode, and the parents movement to office and everything is conditioned to that. Now when the schools are reopening, that is one challenge that they are visualizing. Children are not it's to go to the school, they'll have to wake up an hour before they leave from the house to reach to the school, and they've got into the habit of getting up 15 minutes before.
Yes, actually, ever since the government has announced that classes 9, 11, 12 in Bengal can reopen from the 12th of February, in fact, we have started our work well in advance. We were waiting for this green nod from the government. But prior to that, we had arranged many SOPs and things which the central government was also sharing and other states were also looking into. And our preparedness began a long time ago. Now, the actual preparedness or the actual challenge before us is to get those children back to school, because 10s and 12s definitely are very serious about coming back. They have to
Right.
practice practicals, they know they have their selections coming up, and they have to do the pen and paper mode examination. Now 9s and 11 parents are a little apprehensive about sending their wards, because I understand the COVID has not gone. It's not totally, we can say that we are COVID free right now. The fear lingers around us. But I feel that a time has come when we have to take that little bit of risk and start
Right.
accepting that these are difficult times, but they are not as difficult as they were some many months back. And with
Right.
necessary precautions taken at home, like people are taking, as well as while traveling, the school is in all preparedness to welcome our students back, and we have tried our utmost in every
Right.
which to ensure that students will be safe within our confines.
Nice.
Now, if they are free to go to the malls, the cinema halls, even for their cricket coaching and football coaching and everywhere else, then I think schools are far safer than the other places.
I totally agree with you on that. And this brings me to ask you that what are the things you have and your school has kept in mind? What are the kind of preparations that you have gone into?
Well, the first preparation, right from the time, our concern is the minute the boys are going, we are an all boys school, so the minute
Right.
our boys will come to school, they are going to be very excited about meeting one another. It's a human
Right.
tendency, they may not have met each
Absolutely.
other for a very long time. So, right from the gate, we have ensured that yellow stickers have been put for social distancing. Our security guards have been trained. They have been made to understand how thermal guns are to be used, how sanitizing dispensers have been placed at every entry point. We are staggering the entry. We are using different gates for students to enter, like 9, 10, 11, 12 classes will use different gates to enter the school. We have formed a COVID squad, a
Okay.
group of teachers who are made a part of this COVID squad, who will be monitoring the gates along with the security guards, and they will ensure smooth movement of students into the school. And of course, everyone's aware about sanitizing their hands. Different staircases have been allotted. So
Right.
every class will be a circular is going out tomorrow, so that every class is aware which staircase they are meant to use for moving up or coming down. Then different
Right.
gates, like I said. Along with that, queue managers are placed to divide the students.
Okay.
Classrooms are divided so that not too many sit in a room. And we
Right.
are arranging live streaming, say, because now we've come to a time, Mr. Mohan, when we finish the syllabus for the year. It's now time for
Right.
the examination.
Right.
February, in the middle of February now. So we have made arrangement for all revision classes or practical classes where the management has really invested a lot of money in for getting new technology to the school. Like many new laptops have been purchased, tripods with cameras, headphones, so that whatever a teacher is doing in one class, say if about
Right.
15 boys or 12, 15 boys are sitting in one room, the other room we will be live streaming whatever the teacher is trying to revise in the next
Okay.
room.
Okay.
So that's one part of the academics. Then we've been debating and brainstorming with ourselves. See, once the students are back, the playground is going to be one bone of contention, because naturally, with the boys coming back to school, they'll want to play, they'll want to be on the ground. So a lot of thought has gone into it. Lot of what kind of activities can we permit on the ground, because they would naturally want a game of basketball or a throw ball or volleyball. So how do we sanitize all the apparatus, what is being used? So a lot of planning, lot of brainstorming has been going on. Like, what about the school canteen? We are keeping the only dry packet stuff in the school canteen, though we are encouraging students to carry food from home and also drinking water. But the canteen has to be kept not only sanitized, but we are using coupons. So
Right.
so that children don't use cash at the canteen counter, and only during exigencies, if they wish to buy something, yes, they may go to the school canteen in a staggered manner, not all together. So different
Right.
classes go at different times to buy their whatever, if they wish to buy some food from there. We have shortened the school day. It's not the normal school day, so that
Okay.
children are, if they're in school for a longer period, naturally they're more hungry also. So they
Absolutely.
we will encourage them to carry food from home, but boys being boys will get hungry very fast. So I'm sure they would want to dash to the canteen also. And thankfully we have two canteens, so we are
Okay.
dividing the crowd movement like that. And of course teachers will be around like hawks watching over them all the time, so that a little bit of social distancing norms, as best as we can manage, we are trying to follow that.
Absolutely. It's sounds so assuring, and I think it'll be a good time. We, if you allow me, I would like to share the complete detail and the description of the school, that how the school is prepared, video of the school, if you allow me to do that.
And we have prepared a video specially to reassure the parents, to allay their fears, because as a parent, you're a parent also, and I'm sure you're worried about
Absolutely.
coming to school, or even I would be, that whether how safe is the school or what are the arrangements that the school has made. So
Right.
we prepared a video specially and shared it with our students, the parent community, to reassure them that as best as possible, we have made every possible arrangement in school for fogging the classrooms, for sanitizing. Our staff has been trained. Group D staff, I have had meetings with them, and otherwise also they have been trained by the housekeeping staff around. So everybody is aware about their role, what is expected from them. Yes, you may
And
certainly.
if you allow me, I would like to share this video with all the viewers across the country. I know your own students and teachers would be having it already, but then it will be a reference for a lot of people across the country and beyond.
Yes,
So,
please.
I have your permission to share?
Yes, please do.
Sure. This is
Parents, teachers, and students. It's been long since we saw you, nearly 10 months of lockdown, and we are really missing you. We miss the patter of the feet and the squeals from the playground. And we hope that school is going to open very quickly. And we are confident that in a few days' time, we will welcome you with open arms at the gates of Birla High School.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Singh.
It'll be wonderful to have our students back in school after nearly 10 months.
Yes, indeed. The school doesn't seem like a school. The building and furniture really don't make a school. Due to this pandemic and the long time gone, the children have not been coming to school. We've had no option but to go online. And that's the only way we could manage our classes.
Yes,
it's been
technical
so
know-how
painful
surely saved
to
the day
not
for
have
us.
students in the
Did,
school.
yes, but then nothing like actual teaching and actually being in the class with the boys.
I think, but now with expertise and advice from the government health department, I think we are completely ready to open our school gates for our students. Ah, here they come. Anuj Chopra, our school president, and Aman Gupta, school head boy. Welcome back, boys.
Good morning, very good morning to you, and welcome to school. It's good to see you here.
It feels great to be back in school after such a long gap.
We are so happy to welcome you, in fact. And the school has taken a lot of care to ensure that you're very safe and secure within the confines of our school.
Ma'am, could you please brief us a little about the safety protocols that will be put in place once we are here?
Yes, this will surely put to rest the fears of our parents.
I think the best thing to do is let me take you and show you around the school so that you can see for yourself what arrangements the school has made so that you can be at rest. Boys, as you're aware, this is our gate number 1, which we primarily use for entry. But we will be using different gates for entry, like gate number 1, 3, and 6. For class 10, we will be using this gate. And as you can see, we have marked stickers over here following the social distancing norm. And there will be teachers, security guards, everybody will be helping with the movement of the students into school. But I need your help as a part of the student council to ensure that all norms are followed as the boys move into the classes. As you can see, boys, we are here at the gate. You can see the queue managers here. You can see our stickers here for checking your body temperature. We also have our security guards ready with thermal guns to check your temperature. Now, it may happen that a boy comes in and
Ma'am, here I would like to ask you that right now the student council that so you are involving student council also in providing that support to ensure that protocol.
yes, of course, we would like to empower them You see, this whole year has been a year where the student council has not done much, and now is their
Right.
chance to really come and help us with this. Because I think when it comes from your own fellow classmates, you do understand that yes,
Absolutely.
the teachers are always talking about it, but when they hear it from their own age group, I think it works better. So our
Absolutely.
student council will be briefed, and they will also they promised me that they are going to be of great help to us. So I'm quite positive about that.
That's a wonderful initiative. I think if the students, are involved in reminding their fellow mates, it's going to work even more effective.
It will, because they
We
are the
have
ones
high temperature. Then what do we
who
do? We will be straight away taking the boy to the isolation room,
Absolutely.
which we have made and reserved for students who might be coming in with a severe cough and cold or high temperature.
Ma'am, I can see the sanitizers dispensers so that students can sanitize their hands at the entry point itself.
We have arranged sanitizers not only at each gate but also in the corridors so that wherever there is movement of students, there are adequate dispensers having sanitizers in them. Though you will be carrying your own hand sanitizers with you, you will also be happy to know that each classroom will be cleaned, sanitized, and fogged each afternoon after the students leave and locked up and then reopened up again in the morning to welcome you back to school.
These are the queue dividers.
Yes, so there is a team manager. They're going to take them so that the students exactly follow the path they need to follow, take, and they take different staircases.
Right.
We have allocated different staircases for the smoother movement of students to their classes. For example, staircase number 1 and the staircase outside the principal's office will be primarily used by class 10s. Staircase, which is towards lift number 2, and the fire exit staircase will be used by the class 12s primarily. Okay, let me show you all the arrangements that we have made with regards to the use of the lift. At any point in time,
I am looking at this. I realize suddenly that why there were used to be so many staircases. Everything is finding a new relevance in the new context.
Yes, and they must understand how necessary it is for them to use different staircases to go up as well as to come down, because you see,
Right.
uh, if we stagger them, the entries, if we scatter them around, it's better. Because see, we have a huge number of students between 9 to 12, around 900 boys are there. Even class
Right.
9, 11, we are trying to call them alternate days so that the crowding is a little less. But of
Okay.
course, classes go on for them, and of course, now the time will come and they will have their exams. Actually, they're written pen and paper exams.
All right. So, so there will be no more any online. It will be alternate day in school classes.
All right, we have a few more days of revision and remedials and doubt clearing sessions with the students before they act on 22nd. Classes 9, 10, 11, 12 will begin with the exams.
Okay. It's so interesting that you people have gone at so much of micro detailing. Even how to use lift is being demonstrated.
not more
Yes,
than
yes,
8
the
people
lift
will be
man has
allowed
had
in
a
the
class on this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
lift. That is the lift man and 2 more. You can see the stickers on the floor that would ensure the social distancing is followed.
Ma'am, how will we maintain physical distancing between students and teachers?
Yes, we need to ensure that we'll be instructing all our teachers to carry their own books, stationery, chalk, duster, everything from the staff room on their own. So boys will not be helping them with that. Even the pens they will use for signing the attendance registers, they are not going to share that. So we are trying our best to instruct them that there is no physical contact between the students and the teachers.
On a lighter note, the naughty ones will be very happy. No ear pulling will be there anymore.
No, no, that's not allowed in any.
And what about the classrooms? What will be the arrangements within the classroom?
Come, let's go and take a look at the arrangements made in the classrooms. As you can see, boys, these are new seating arrangements that we've made for you all. Each class has further been divided into 3 sections. That is, class 10A will be divided into 10A1, 10A2, and 10A3. And not more than 12 students will be seated in each classroom. And we have also made provisions for live streaming of classes so that in case there's any child who's been unable to come to school, so they don't miss out on any teaching from the comfort of his home.
I think these are the equipments you were talking about
Yes,
for
sir.
simultaneous simulcasting.
Yes, yes. These are the tripods with cameras and headphones so that the teacher who, like say this teacher who's standing right in front of you, when she takes a class here, the
Right.
adjacent room other boys would be seated in and they can hear the teacher and they can see the teacher on the smart board.
Okay.
So boys, it's not just in the classrooms that we are concerned. We will have to conduct a lot of practicals also. So we are ensuring that all our labs are sanitized, fumigated, fogged each day. Because primarily the 12s and 10s have to come into school for practicals also. Another thing about our teachers, when they use the staff rooms, we want to ensure that there's no overcrowding there. So we are going to space them out into different rooms other than the staff rooms also. So there's adequate space for them to work and maintain physical distancing.
Wow, the washrooms seem to have been renovated in our absence. They're so nice and clean.
Yes, Anuj, they have been upgraded, if I can use a techno term, and we have ensured that they're sanitized. And you can see that there are a lot of soap dispensers over there with a lot of liquid soap available, as hand cleaning is an essential part of COVID protocol.
And yes, we will also ensure that every hour our washrooms, the staircases, the corridors are cleaned.
Recently, we've had a meeting with all our Group D staff to ensure that they are also fully aware of all COVID protocols. They are very much a part of our school, so they need to understand how essential it is to follow these norms. And Anuj, you boys of the Student Council have to help us maintain these toilets. They have been renovated recently, and as a part of the school, you all should ensure that they're maintained and kept very well also.
Yes, ma'am, we'll surely do our part.
Ma'am, what about the canteen? Though most of us will bring something from.
I think this was a question that one of our viewer, Rakesh Bhatia, has also put up in the chat that what about the canteen? And I think your video is answering that as well.
I think this should, if he's watching us now, this should answer his question, though I've already answered it. But I think in detail, you can see our canteen here, which will be ready with only packed stuff.
Right.
There may be exigencies.
Yes, I agree completely. And we have made provisions for that. But however, I'd highly recommend that children do carry their own tiffin and water from home on a regular basis. But if required, the canteen, there will be dry stuff on sale against coupons, along with tea, coffee, of course.
Ma'am, what if someone forgets his mask or it falls down? Then what happens?
Yes, that might happen, and we've thought about that also, Anuj, because at the gate as well as outside our infirmary, we have made arrangement that our nurse will be ready with extra masks, hand sanitizers, face shields. We have it on display here for you, and you can see that anytime a child comes in without the mask, but then they have to pay a little price for that.
We totally agree, ma'am. If they were just given out for free, no one would bother to wear them.
True. Come, let me show you the isolation room that we have made. As you can see, boys, we created this isolation room. It just might happen that a boy comes to the gate and we see that he's having high fever. So what do? We bring him to this isolation room, contact the parents, and then the boy has to wait here till such time the parents come and collect him. And you can see we've made all possible arrangements here with an oxygen cylinder. We have hand sanitizers, a thermal gun, oximeters in place. And of course, for our nurse's security, she will be in a PPE kit so that she should not catch the infection also. So as far as possible, all medical supplies are available here till the time the parent comes and collects the students. Take a look, boys.
I think this was something very unique and very thoughtful of you that the infirmary is also now there's a new dimension that you have an isolation room as well.
Yeah, we are worried about two things. One, if a boy comes in with a bit of symptoms of COVID, he has to be segregated. And secondly, there could be other injuries over the day, like maybe just a fall, or could be just a minor headache a child has. So we have to
Right,
keep that infirmary, the other infirmary also in
right.
readiness. Right.
So there is an infirmary and there is a separate isolation room for contingency.
Yes.
That's so very thoughtful.
This you can see our outdoors are also being sanitized because there will be a lot of movement of teachers and students across
Right,
the ground. So every afternoon after the students will leave, we will ensure that there is sanitization done here too. You see,
right.
they want to play with the ball. In fact, this afternoon only I was telling
It's
my
not
teacher,
just the
Yeah,
yeah,
you were saying something.
now, what I was saying that see they might want to play with the ball or the or basketball or TT. So I said
Right,
here you need to buy many more bottles of this spray and then
right,
disinfect the maybe the basketball or the football or the cricket bats etc. After the use each day. You know, so
right.
everybody has to do their little bit to ensure, and of course students are quite aware of these social distancing norms and COVID restrictions. I think they too will be
Right.
very responsible
Absolutely.
themselves.
I think by now everyone is conditioned and is sensitive towards it.
Sensitized towards it, yes, and it's not only there for their own safety but for safety of everybody around them, even parents
Absolutely.
back at home, maybe grandparents back at home, everybody has their concerns. So I think
Right.
if all of us are a little extra cautious, things should work well. So here
indoors,
you
but we are sanitizing the outside area, the ground, and the garden area. Everything is sanitized.
And the school preparedness seems remarkable. I don't think any of our parents will have even the faintest doubt after this tour.
We shall spread the word and, of course, ensure that all social distancing norms are being followed.
Yes, we expect our student council to help us, and we'll be waiting for them to be back in school.
We'll be waiting to come back to school.
Yes, ma'am.
See you soon then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Parents, teachers, and students, don't think that we are only worried about our board batches 10 and 12, and that all that we are doing to get the school ready and ensure that you are safe is only for these two classes. We are hoping to open the other classes also, and we would like to open classes nursery to 12, provided the government they asks us to. And I'm sure, like it is all over the country, our West Bengal government will also be giving us the permission. Thank you.
Let's get back to the school.
It's the soul which has to come back to the school. The building is there waiting for the soul to come back. So we are waiting for our students to come back on the 12th, and then gradually many more students. Just now, of course, the senior most. And then I think by and by, with everything going well, I think we'll have the entire Birla High School fraternity back along with the students.
Absolutely, and it's so good to see the optimism that West Bengal government may also allow for all the levels because various other states it is the permissibilities have already come in Uttar Pradesh also the UP government from 1st of March they've said that it can be open for all levels.
Like
So
some students who joined us in nursery and some new students who joined us in class 11 have never
right,
had the chance to come to school. So now
right.
from nursery to the kindergarten without coming to the school even on a single day. So we really are looking forward to them that they are back in school as early as they can.
And it's so heartening to see, and so reassuring to see everything being explained. The complete tour of the school, the preparedness was very exciting. I think a lot of people, a lot of schools who are still in the planning stage will get a reference also the way your group of institutions have planned and prepared themselves for reopening.
And let's see when the students actually get back, if anything else needs to be done, we are there with them. We will surely ensure that we will get more arrangements if necessary in place. But I think as of now, we seem quite ready to open our gates and welcome.
Absolutely, very, very reassuring. Now, this brings me to ask you that during these, now you're ready for the reopening. During these previous 9 months, 8 months, during this, while the schools were in a literal lockdown and only the virtual mode was on, uh, what how did the whole education progress, and what is the satisfaction level that you have in terms of the deliverables which were given?
I think I have to really salute my teachers. I'm sure not only teachers of my school, but teachers all across the globe who
Right,
took this up as a challenge, and they ensured that learning did not stop for a single day. You see,
right,
they have had their share of difficulty. Not everybody is very techno savvy. Not
right,
everybody has devices at home. But I think they have trained themselves, they have geared up, and they have taken stock of the situation that yes, we have to do our bit, we have to keep learning going. And wherever possible, the school also did its bit in training the teachers, providing them with necessary help in this form of, maybe if some teacher did not have a device at home, some of them approached us and we did try and help them with that. Our school management was generous, that is an allowance per month was given to the teachers to for data usage, because a lot of everybody was working on the net, and we thought let that be a little incentive so that this does not come as a burden on the teachers also. So
right,
whatever was possible, the teachers did their bit, the management did their part also, and I think learning did happen. Our only area, at least I'm being very candid with you, my only area of concern is actually when the examinations were held,
right,
whether students have used fair means to write those papers, because
right,
all of us from all, I think when we've been sharing with different principals, the same concern has been there, that
right,
being at home, though we used to put two teachers in every room to invigilate, we were
right,
using different software also where it could be detected, but not every school could have done that, and it's
right,
not also. So my only apprehension here is that students who have sincerely studied and put in their honest effort sometime may have lost out to some students who did not use very fair means. So that's
right.
a concern for me, and I hope now with students coming back, I think merit will really be actually acknowledged, of the effort of the sincere, hardworking students will actually be acknowledged.
And I also feel as a psychologist that those who put in those sincere effort, using fair means, even if they've scored little lesser marks than those who may not have, in the long run, when they get back to the normal mode, they are going to be at an advantage because they will not have the learning gap which others may have.
Yes,
Because
true. See, you can bluff us, but then the thing is, we have tried different modes of assessments like Viva, multiple choice questions. So we can very well understand, and I think other schools also
right,
have.
one,
So
one can bluff the teachers of the school, but one cannot bluff the biggest teacher who teaches us, that is life.
true. I keep telling the boys that you can fool anybody, but not yourself. Look at
Not
yourself,
yourself.
and you'll get your answers, whether it's your effort or it's somebody else's effort. Actually,
Now, this brings me to ask you that in the there has been a kind of a social and activity deprivation for the students, and once they come back to the school, they will, they would want to get back to games, sports,
let me
and
tell
various
you,
activities.
last Saturday we had our virtual annual sports. So
Right,
we have given a share of everything what we do in a normal academic calendar, starting from the month of April, be it
right,
our annual, signature event, the Birla debate, which is like
right,
a inter-institutional debate. This was also held this time on a virtual platform. We've celebrated Christmas, we've celebrated Republic Day, Independence Day, we have had our sports, we have had our felicitation ceremony, even the badges for our captains and student council. We've had a virtual investiture ceremony. We have a ceremony for the teachers on Teachers' Day where they get awards. So that too was done, but of course virtually. But we didn't miss out on any activity. And now coming up in the next week is a very important event for schools at Saraswati Puja in Bengal, which have a very auspicious day. So that's also happening. So
That's so. Will sports also gradually resume as the school reopens, or it'll take some more time for sporting activities to start?
take some time, and we would want a little bit of careful. We'll have to be a little careful how things move on the playground, because that's an area of concern. Once boys are there, they'll want to play. So we are going to send section by section, divide the zones. We plan to divide them into 4 zones so that they can have some physical activity and play, but of course under a watchful eye.
Okay, so it's going to get gradually getting back to normal there as well.
Yeah, it will take time. It will take time, and I think students also may have their apprehensions also from back from home. They will be guided also that don't play, don't be careful. So let's see if they're keen on playing. We are making arrangements, but we are trying to minimize it. Yes. And anyway, now the time for exams are also coming. Thankfully.
I think everyone will have their minds set on the exams at the moment.
Yeah, area of concern will be different now.
It would be different. I think that will also give buffer to the schools to start it at this time.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, this brings me to, now that we are convinced on the reopening, how do you see the future of education at school level? Is it because now we have options? Earlier it was all physical. Now last 9 months have given us another alternative, that is virtual. And now we have 2 modes. So
You really don't
maybe,
you don't need to go to school. See,
yeah,
hybrid learning is here to stay. We cannot deny it. And this year has really taught us a lot of lessons. And we could never visualize, at least when I was doing my B.Ed or way back in 86 or 87, I would have never visualized that a day would come and we would be having virtual classes like this. Yes, we of tutorials happening in Khan Academy and Byju's and things like that. But to actually get into this and be a part of this whole genre, new paradigm shift which has happened, I think it's not going to go totally. I think if we are sensible enough, we can do a good blend of physical teaching as well as hybrid online teaching. And I think learning is going to get better.
it's going to get better. So we are going to get new models in education coming in, which is going to be hybrid, and a lot of new perspectives are going to come up.
They have sort of made themselves adept at using technology. They have learned from the Zoom platform to the Google Meet platform to I don't know how many were tried and tested. So we are all learning. Every day we are learning, and things are getting better. And yes, nothing like being in the school, nothing like being with your teachers, because the human element is always there. And we cannot ignore that. We cannot ignore that.
All right. So do you see from April, that is the new academic session, the schools will be more or less in the same mode? Of course, there will be a little bit of a shift of the board dates, and examination dates would affect that normal rhythm. But do you see the new academic session to be almost normal?
Yes, we have already planned our new calendar starting from April, like we do each year. So whichever classes the government gives permission to will definitely be in school physically. And if the government allows other classes, we would be more than happy to welcome them in school also. So we are ready in every way.
Well, that's so very fascinating to hear. Now, I would like in few segments your message to students, your message to parents, your message to teachers, and your message to fellow the other schools across the country.
I think my message was quite evident in the video itself, where we have shown our preparedness. Now, I feel as an educator, we must understand that this child who's coming back to school after such a long gap of about nearly 11 months is coming back not only with a bag of books, but a bag of emotions also. And I have told already my teachers that they must be a little more patient. They are caring and patient, but I think they must appreciate that the child who's coming back or the boy who's coming back, you see, maybe they have gone through rough times at home in these last few months. Maybe parents have lost their jobs and things have not been as good as they were earlier. Maybe they have seen their loved ones go because not many of us have lost near and dear ones during this pandemic time. So this boy coming back to school is coming with a bag full of emotions, which also need to be looked into. So it's not just the bag of books and notebooks and textbooks which we are worried about. We are worried about their emotional and mental well-being. We would like them to come back, uh, get comfortable in this school scenario setup which we have created for them. That's why we want them here a few days prior to the start of the exam so that whatever doubt clearing they need to do, whatever remedials they need to do, whatever practicals practice they need to do, all that can be done before we start the examinations. Right?
So
So my message is just let's be in this together, and I think we'll have better days ahead.
let's be in this together, and there are better days ahead. There's a lot of optimism for the near normal and the new phase of life that we are entering into. And you very correctly and beautifully said that the child, it's not just the baggage of books. It is the emotional baggage which the student is going to be coming. It's a huge responsibility, and and that is going to be the focus of your school, and that should be the focus of other schools as well, because there's going to be a phase of adjustment to adapt to this new situation and new context.
Nice. Mr. Mohan, your college, and tomorrow, in fact, I'm planning a little workshop for the students before they actually come back to school.
Okay.
So, where our counselors will address the boys and sort of hear their concerns. And before they actually come into the school building, they can have a little sharing session with our school counselors so that they can air out their whatever apprehensions they might be having. See?
That's fantastic, and it's so heartening to see. And I would like all the viewers and audience to realize, we when we look at the school from distance, we see only few, superficial aspect that the child goes, teachers teach, and the syllabus is completed. There's so much more that a sensitive school looks into. I mean, hearing this Loveleen Sehgal is an eye opener and a realization for all of us that it is not just about syllabus. It is not just about books. It is so many things which are being looked at. And what you said just now about the emotional baggage, and school is preparing itself to even handle and take care of that. The school counselors are getting ready to provide that orientation to children. I understand you are doing parent orientation also to prepare them, and there's a series of preparedness initiatives being taken. So I really salute all the effort that your school and all the schools are across the country are putting in to make sure that life get back to normal, even on education front for everyone. So
Yeah,
thank you so much.
we
No, no,
have
you're saying.
I would like to add here, counselors speaking to each and every child of the school so that you know what during the lockdown time when we were under strict lockdown, so my counselors were speaking to each and every child of the school to hear them out, hear their concerns, and then try and motivate them, you know, that it was something which we've never faced before. So it was they would have their sharing sessions with them, and let's hope when they come back, we have this kind of a happy atmosphere in school that they would want to come back happily and learn happily also.
So good to hear that, and thank you so much for taking your time to be with us on Ed Talks with Amitabh, because it's so very important for everyone to understand, because they're learning from each other that what one institution is doing, and people and parents to realize that schools are sensitive and they are doing everything that is possible for them. I think we just dropped the show today. Friends, I hope you realize that the sensitivity of the school, and I know as a parent, all of us have a concern, and a concern is that how safe it is. Friends, Corona, no, none of us know anything about what's there with the Corona. We have, a school is only as safe as houses, because you know there's an unpredictability everywhere. If a school is as sensitive as this is lovely integral principal of Birla High School, Kolkata, one of the country's oldest school, CBSE school. I understand that it gives an assurance that schools are sensitive. They're as concerned, as worried as the parents are, and they are doing everything in their mind to take care. So please don't worry. We all have to get back to normal. Life has to go on with all due caution. मुश्किलें हैं, लेकिन efforts हैं. And when there are efforts, I'm sure all is going to be well. Friends, in education sector, we are prepared and all is well. All is going to be well. On that note, फिर मिलेंगे coming Monday. Keep watching Ed Talks with Amitabh, only on the school time.